We have risen from the ashes to school the masses. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 561 of the Scholars of Wrestling Show. I am your OG undisputed Scholar Tarek, and joining me this evening, my undisputed tag team partner in crime, Scholar Brian. Hello, Scholar Brian. How are you doing this evening?
Took a week off to lick my wounds, if you will, because Scholar Jeff decided to actually prepare and do well in a predictions contest. No one could have seen that coming. So it's like, but it's another week, got another chance of glory, whenever that may be. Just living the life right now, up on top of that mountain, sitting in my lawn chair, drinking a couple beers, and keeping my foot on Scholar Pete's head as he's trying to climb that ladder.
Oh, as he is trying to climb that ladder and joining us again. He is, like he said, he's climbing that ladder. He is making it his personal mission for this year to join us on top of that mountain and become an undisputed scholar in his own right. Trying to just leave the shadow of his tag team partner while he's being Hefe Two Belts. He is Scholar Pete. Hello, Scholar Pete. How are you this evening?
As I live and breathe. Good evening,
Yay.
gentlemen. I mean, let's just face the facts. We got to address a couple of things. Ladies and gentlemen, Scholar Jeff is our champion. What is going on? Man
Well, he
gets
had
10.
he had he normally likes to predict with his heart, and it's that rare occasion where predicting with his heart really helped him in the end. I mean, fuck, man, Chelsea Green, while all of us were picking Charlotte.
I did
Oh
not
wait,
pick
yeah, we all picked
Charlotte.
Charlotte. He had the fucking wheel to help him with
Yeah,
that one.
thank
No,
you,
what
Scholar
what
Tarn.
happened? What happened was he was the only one who picked Jay, LA Knight, Solo
Solo,
Sokoa,
yep, that's
and
right.
Royce Keys. It's like, yes, he still did follow his heart because he can't. It's L.A. Knight is his male uh, Lacey Evans. He can't. He can't pick against L.A. Knight, and this time it led him true.
I
It
mean,
really did.
it's just an absolute ridiculous thing. And Scholar Jeff obviously defend the belt to me as soon as possible. Much appreciated. As I do climb up to become an undisputed scholar because I have worn both the titles at the same time. I have also been over a 5, 6, 7 month champion until my belt was stolen from me from a wheel of doom. I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to be an undisputed scholar. I'm just gonna, do a
We'll
little
see.
Hurricane Rana and switch places with Scholar Brian as I ascend to the mountain.
See, there is no world where you switch places with me because I will always be before you. That's just the way it is. You can join us. There is no surpassing.
At the
We have earned our spot. We are chilling. We are inviting you to chill with us. Do not try to do anything more or we'll throw you back down.
Might as well be if Pete does become undisputed scholar, it'll just become the Takeshita versus Okada between the two of you. It's like we're in the same group, but we'll be right each other. It's like, oh yeah, I'm still better than you. Oh no, no, you're not. It's
We're
like you
gonna
want
be
to put that
slap
to the
fighting
test,
in
you
the
son of a bitch.
we're gonna be slap fighting in the corner while Charlie and Jeff are trying to get up there. It's like because it's like yeah, it's cool. You're fighting for championships and all that, but we all know that the real thing here is the end of the year points, and we'll see. I I'm not sure how those middle months have gone. How Pete is fared in accordance to everybody else, but that's his one block, right?
That's all
He
he
has to
needs.
win Scholar of the just has to win Scholar of the Year, and he gets to set up the lawn chair right next to us.
And that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying to you, gentlemen. I will become a scholar, undisputed scholar this year. And since it's the three of us on, we'll make a pact to make sure that Scholar Jeff stays below all of us while we ascend as he is champion. And when
See,
he can put the belt
see
on,
that
he can join us again. But until that time, no, no, no.
see see because that's not an issue because that's not a very hard thing to accomplish. Because
Oh,
because
that's
as
so
I
funny.
said, as we have stated, LA Knight is his male Lacey Evans. He cannot pick against LA Knight unless it's against Roman Reigns because, well,
Roman Reigns.
other than if it's against anybody else, he picks LA Knight all the time, and that's his downfall all the time, except for
Oh,
SummerSlam.
and that's speaking of Roman, speaking of LA Knight, that will be in our top, that'll be a future discussion on this episode. But for right now, let's go ahead and go right into our main topic that I want to talk about this evening. And that's on the side of the All Elite Wrestling side of things as we're building for All In at Wembley Stadium. The big thing that really came out of Dynamite this week for me was okay, let's put in the scene. We have our new AEW Trios champions coming out. Hangman Adam Page, and Brodido, Brody King, and Bandito, all just coming down, super happy. They're the Trios champion. They go and make their promo. Hey, guess what? I'm the Trios champion. Hey, yeah, that's right, you are. Hey, guess what? I am also a Trios champion. How about you, Hangman? How do you feel? Well, I feel absolutely great. You know why? Because I'm also an AEW Trios champion. And as they're going on celebrating, putting on a very, I'll put it, it's a somewhat basic face promo, but still, it got the shitty Las Vegas crowd. I'll make that perfectly clear. I didn't like the crowd on this week. I mean, fuck, man, you got
That's
one
a
fan chanting,
yeah.
Sasha, come home, we love
that
you.
that's an easy statement to make. That's one of the worst crowds that they've had in a long time. And
It really was. But that's not what we're talking about.
yeah,
All of a sudden, out comes Swerve Strickland with Prince Nana, and he points out the fact that for the past year he has beaten all three of these men, and he points out the fact that Hangman he let Hangman Adam Page go for the title, which he won, but then inevitably lost, and now he can't go for it anymore. So he's making it perfectly clear. He wants to go after these trios championships. But before he can go any further, out comes Ricochet and the Demand. Is it still the Demand now that he
it,
has the uh oh, what are they called? The other
I think it's still the demand because they're not the lethal swirl
the Lethal Swirl. Thank you.
is not a part of
Jay
the
Lethal.
demand.
That's right.
Is not a part of the demand. They just came
They're
out
just the lackeys for the Demand.
exactly. It's the main is still Ricochet and what is it, Tongaloa and shit.
No, no, that's let's see, the God. Oh God, what are
Yeah,
they? We're
the
terrible
demand
with names.
the
But they're
demand.
just but you
It's
have
just
Ricochet come out. You have the whole demand come out, and you have Ricochet coming in. It's like, well, this is trios championship business. And Swerve, we are noticing you're all by your lonesome. So please, shoo, shoo, shoo. Oh yeah, guess what, Ricochet, you're a bitch. So they're throwing hints that that Swerve Strickland is on the verge of having two tag team partners to go for the trios champions, which of Hangman and Brodido. And with that said, we are on the verge of having two new names, joining the AEW roster, and their names are Austin Creed and Kofi. Can't say the last name because he's only trademarked for Kofi.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I just
It's
have to ask. It might as well just be confirmed. It's just
it's completely
inevitable that
obvious.
they're going to be there, that they're going to
Yeah,
challenge. Whether it act they have them actually showing up at Wembley or are they showing up beforehand to actually help sell tickets, which I
I don't.
think
I
it'll help.
really don't think the deal here is I think with this particular one, it's completely obvious who the mystery partners are going to be. You don't have to name them in order to sell tickets. If you announce the match, because I think it's going to be a triple threat.
I th
I think they're going to do the Demand versus Hangman and Brodido versus Swerve and his mystery partners, and it's like it's obvious. It's so it's like once that match is made, tickets will sell because the AEW fans are smart. Remember, they're for the smark if you are crowd. So it's like everybody knows who's coming in, the potential for coming in and all that. So Swerve has two mystery partners coming into this triple threat trios tag team match. It's like that's easy sell tickets because you know who it is. It's Austin Creed and Kofi has trademarked a last
KSM.
name, but that'll show up in its time when he actually shows up in AEW, and I think that it's a good way for them to come in. I think that it leads into storylines with a bunch of avenues for movement if you understand what I'm saying. There's
Hmm.
there's the Demand, there's Hangman, there's Brodido, there's a thing with Swerve in the future that you can obviously do. It's like there's all kinds of avenues for the Austin Creed and Kofi to come in and for it to work. And the obvious the obvious pairing of the Young Bucks at some point. It's like this is an obvious signing that everyone has been calling for, and sometimes obvious is a good thing, and this is one of those times.
And then next thing you know, it'll be eggs on our faces, and Swerve's tag team partners are just going to be the Hurt Syndicate.
No, it's not going to be. They're signing up with
No,
Shane Taylor Productions, so it's like it's it,
no, that's
there's a
not going to
whole
happen.
avenue. There's all kinds of shit that you can do with Kofi and Austin.
But the people are just having these discussions on it's why have them just be the backup for Swerve Strickland? Why not just have them go against the Young Bucks and go for the tag team titles instead of going for the trios championship? But the way I look at it is obviously they're not the New Day. That ship has long sailed. They had that animation to show that they dropped the unicorn horns. They're being a much more serious act. They're probably even going to be the more successful version of when they turned heel on Big E to begin with. Uh, I don't look at them as Swerve's backup in a sense that he's getting lackeys as how Jay Lethal's group is being lackeys for the Demand. I'm looking at it as just these three guys that will work with each other to make each other better and actually add to. Let's be real. The trios division at AEW is very, very lackluster. I mean, fuck, man. Most of these title reigns barely last a week, like the Demand. I mean, they
Yeah,
won it, and the next week they lose it to Hangman and Brodido. So it's just like, well, at least they'll actually have a division. Yes, they'll hot potato. I mean, I'm convinced that Swerve and Kofi and Creed will actually win it at All In.
Oh, they have to if it's Kofi and
Yeah, if
if
it's
it's
them
Kofi and
debuting,
Austin's
yeah,
first match.
exactly.
Yeah.
So when it comes to them going after the tag team championships and facing the Young Bucks down the line, I don't see the issue of having them be together with Swerve. I mean, shit. I mean, you have Kenny Omega and the Bucks, you have Hangman and the Bucks, you have the Elite. So they could still be presented tag team wise, but still be affiliated with Swerve and be they can be their own new faction, whatever the hell that's going to be. So having them come in as not just as their own act, but of part of to help increase Swerve's ranking in AEW even higher, even more so than how it's been for the past couple of years. Yeah, this doesn't. I don't see really an issue on this one. It's just more ways of refreshing them without refreshing the talent without having to be like, oh, he needs just a brand new character change. He needs to gain more points back or to gain more sympathy from the crowd to get the crowd invested in him. This could help. This could help, and yeah, it doesn't need to change anything. And I know we're gonna get great shit from this.
I mean, let's be real. They're coming. They're winning the belts in all in. Like, if now you everybody knows on this show, everybody knows that watches. I am a big fan of the Motor City Machine Guns. There's no secret there. Gentlemen, would you disagree with that statement?
No, the biggest fan of the Motor City Machine Guns on this show, I can guarantee it. We all love them, but this dude.
So they came into AEW and they're like, of course you don't think we're here. And it's no disrespect to Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley. They are both phenomenal wrestlers. You hear Alex Shelley always getting brought up for a technical wrestler because I just love his technical style. But you have these two guys coming in. You know you're going to be a big splash with good old Kofi and Woods. And the fact of the matter is, if you're an AEW fan, you're a smart wrestling fan. And I mean, you know that if they're presenting it like this, you pretty much know who's the most hotly contested team right now. You have them come in. It's going to be a great reaction. I'm curious again, what do they do with their characters? Like, how do they take it? And to them facing the Young Bucks down the line, 100%. But this is the nice way about it by giving them the trios titles. You have the Young Bucks have these great matches, and it helps, as we all said, it helps the tag team division, which is desperately needed. How do you? They got those trio tag team champions on the line again. Oh, but Kofi and Woods is going to be there. Oh, we got to see it. It's smart marketing by Tony Khan, and again, I see maybe just depending because looking at ticket sales, they may want to be pushing a little bit. So my thought is, at least with Xavier, with Woods and Kofi, you have them come out or at least know that they're coming at all in. Maybe not have them personally be there or just drop a big hint that they're coming just to boost that little bit if need be. But I really see Tony Khan going, no, the people that are going to watch this, the people that are going to go to this show is going to get surprised or they know what's coming and I just want to deliver for them. It's what AEW's been about all year. It's giving to the fan, it's giving great matches, and you're going to already have a stacked card with All In, and you're just going to add that surprise of, oh man, did you see that the team formerly known as the New Day like debuted in AEW? Oh my God, what did you? It creates buzz. It creates buzz on by far probably the biggest pay-per-view or wrestling event left of the year. I think All In would be definitely top three for the rest of the year, and excluding WWE Survivor Series and stuff like that. But I feel like they're going to bring it, and with this, I think it's a slam dunk. And with Swerve, I think it's great what they're doing there. AEW keep killing it, and I can't wait for the debut.
And it's one of those things. people on the internet will complain about anything. It's it's one of those things where it's like they want instant gratification. They want Austin and Kofi to come in immediately and start doing stuff with the Young Bucks. I'm like, well, you know what? The Young Bucks have to win the titles first in order for that to make any sense. And I'm not 100% convinced that they're going to pull that at All In. I'm not 100% convinced that the Young Bucks are going to win the titles at All In. Uh, there's a very good shot that they're going to, but if you need a hook, you need there's always a big debut on AEW big shows. That's what they were, at least for the first couple of years that they were doing the pay-per-views. There was a big debut on every show, on every pay-per-view. They've they've laid back on that for a little while now because they slowed down the hiring process because they kind of had to. But it's like
Yeah.
this is Austin and Kofi we're talking about. You have the chance to sign them, you go and do it. So it's like you bring back the classics. You have them debut at the pay-per-view in a way that makes complete sense. Swerve is bringing them in to go for titles immediately, and that's the smart move. You have the fallback of Swerve and Hangman, okay, and you have a tag team to go up against Austin and Kofi as they come in. That makes sense in Brodido. Okay, that is a fantastic match for All In, and you add Ricochet and the Demand. You add them in for the move value because you know the dude is gonna grab all four of them and put them on his back and hit him with a Samoan drop. Like, so it's one of those. I do not see the problem here with the way that they have them coming in, and people complain just to complain, and it's getting funny at this point. It's just, what are they complaining about this week? Oh, something that really doesn't matter, because we're gonna get them versus the Young Bucks at some point, and it's gonna be soon. But this is a way to introduce them to your company and start building them for that point. Because it's like
Which
Kenny Omega's gonna lose the title, and there's a trios title match for you right there, and that's how you can start to build for the tag team title match. Boom, signed, sealed, delivered, easy booking.
which
From Scott with
you
Brian.
which you're bringing up the topic of continuing to build for this show, and you ask what more do we need, which really begs the question now with how these shows are just like I liked this Dynamite. It wasn't the most eventful in when it comes to really the build. Doesn't really. They're now more on their. Everything is now set up. We are now going the steady pace for All In. We have two more Dynamites left to build for All In. Is there now anything more that they can really do? One, to put on a good week to week television program to build for the show, and do they have enough now that will be? That's it. We talked about earlier about the New Day coming in and selling more tickets. Can they now? Is there anything else that AEW can do besides Kofi and Creed to really to really add more to the boiling pot of now going to Wembley, going to All In? Is
Well,
everything, or is there just now it's now at that point where it's all the pot is settled. We got all the right ingredients. We're now letting it cool. So when we actually get to Wembley, we can enjoy it without going, oh God, not this.
It's one of those things where you still have the Continental Cup buildup that
Hmm.
will lead to the match at Wembley, but we don't know. So you have that going for you. I do think that they should have held off on that interview segment. What was it, a couple weeks back with Kenny and Will, where it was the main event segment, and Will was like, "I'm gonna shoot my shot. The only difference is you're gonna see it coming because I'm gonna do it in front of you." I'm like, that for me would be the go home promo. That
Yeah, we even
it's
because it
one of
was
the
it was right after SummerSlam. Then we still had like another 5 weeks for All In, and it was their
yeah.
go home show for a show that was in 5 weeks. Yeah, we talked about
Yeah,
that
so it
at
was
that time.
so that for me felt a little bit off, and everything after it has been like you you kind of did the ending at the beginning, and then you're doing the beginning of the build after you ended the build, if that makes sense. Like that promo should have been the ending, should have been the go home promo. But other than that, it's like the matches that you've built, the matches that you have on the show, especially now that the Casino Gauntlet, the beginning of the match is Andrade versus MJF. So it's like that's I'm you officially amped me for that match. Neither of those guys are going to win because the match that you have, you're building to the singles match between Andrade and MJF. So the Casino Gauntlet is going to go to somebody else. But it's one of those, you have things that you can do to complement what you already have, but the stage is set for All In at this point. It's like there's
Mhm.
not much you can do with the build for the main matches for me anymore. And you have the entire Continental Cup set up for the next couple weeks. So it's like we're in the coasting stage, if you will.
Hmm. Right now, I'm actually looking at the Continental Club participants, and I'm like, okay, who's still? There's still 3 spots left. What matches? So like, there's still Kyle O'Reilly. There's still Roderick Strong. David Finlay is out. Uh, who did Eddie Kingston face?
He faced Davis.
Mark Davis.
Yeah.
Where the hell is he? Where the hell is Mark Davis in this lineup? Because I see, let's see, Kyle O'Reilly, Broderick Strong, Matt Sydal is out. One, two, three. Or was it Jake
No,
Doyle?
no, no. It was Jake. It was Jake something.
Jake Doyle?
Jake
Doyle.
Doyle. Yeah,
Okay, so
that
let's
was
see.
my fault
Moxley.
because Osprey took out Davis.
Okay, there's still, let's see. Brian Cage didn't have a match, right?
He's facing Hechicero. Don Callis family are facing each other.
Oh man, this
Yeah,
really is a random draw, isn't it? And that's going to be on
and
Collision, right?
Kyle O'Reilly's facing Roger Strong,
Roderick,
and
no!
Nigel McGuinness is facing
Shibata.
yeah. So there you go. Those are your other three.
Okay. So I'm gonna say Kyle O'Reilly. I'll say Brian Cage. Ooh,
And I'll
maybe
say
I'll pick.
fuck it and go with Nigel. I think they're setting up something with Moxley and Nigel for the next round with the way that Moxley reacted when Nigel was like, "Hey, you might face me in a tournament." Oh, really?
I will say his match with Jack Perry was very good.
Jack, that did more for Jack Perry than anything else.
Than
That
him being part of the elite.
Jack Perry in his AEW career, that is what made me like, oh, okay, do the damn thing, Jack Perry.
I could honestly say I could see this being his like initiation to join the Death Riders.
It's his Wheeler Yuta moment.
Right?
Remember the collision match where Moxley just beat the shit out of Wheeler Yuta and Wheeler Yuta wouldn't die, and then all of a sudden, and like the way that they did the respect thing at the end,
I
it's
think
like,
that
do
yeah,
I?
that's the part that actually sold it to me. Thinking, oh, maybe they'll actually offer him a spot in the Death Riders just to
It's
show
one
his
of those
because of his
things.
brilliance.
It's one of those things where Moxley does that like after every Continental Cup match, but that's like the first time where the dude actually like fell. It looked like it, it looked like he was bowing to Moxley, but he just got the shit beat out of him and he's down on the ground. But you could see what that looks like. But it's it's the thing it's the match in the moment that's most impressed me out of this Jack Perry run, where it's like, okay, you deserve that contract extension. I I I just saw what I needed to see. Go on, do your thing. Got
Yeah.
anything to
Okay. So
add about the Continental Cup and All In, Scholar Pete?
Well, guys, listen, we all know what's going to happen with All In. There's going to be about 27 matches added after we do our prediction show here on Scholars. So I'm not going to be surprised about that. The classic, listen, the nice thing with the classic is you just see great matches. You see great matches and you see great young competitors. And listen, it's what I said earlier. I stand by it. AEW, you could put on 13 matches. Like I know you will deliver all 13 of those matches in booming color. But again, if we're gonna have some of those throwaways, obviously at All In, but you give me the Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega title. You give me the trios. You give me the tag team. You give me the MJF and just him losing his mind being the champion. You know, I'm the one true champion. Pray, MJF, I'm on your corner, buddy. Like AEW, just be on another level. We'll get into it very shortly, but I think AEW is insane right now.
And Scholars Court Talk for me, I never do this. You know, I never come up with these. Who faces John Moxley at All In?
hmm.
Out of everyone left and who you think wins in the last three, who faces John Moxley at All In? Because I think that person beats John Moxley. So that sets up John Moxley versus Will Ospreay as his first contender.
Well, shit. Well, when you put it that way.
It don't
It's
matter
it,
who faces John Moxley.
no, it's like I basically what I'm asking you is who do you think's next Continental Champion based
To be
off of
perfectly
in the
honest, I
field
kind of
right
want it to
now?
be Jay White.
I think with the build that they've been going with, that's a smart move.
I actually think he's the leading contender. I was gonna joke and be like, "Oh, I wish Jeff was here to hear this." I was gonna pick Eddie Kingston, but the
You
second you
know
say,
what?
"Oh, then he's gonna then he's gonna win the championship, so Moxley could go for the world title," I'm like, "Well, when you put it that way, never mind. I'm not gonna have. I don't want Eddie to win another title. I'll just stay in Ring of Honor."
No, I was that was my first. That was my second thing. Like Eddie, for whatever reason, John Moxley can't beat Eddie Kingston in Continental Cup in Continental title matches Because
which is
remember,
actually
the
it's
way
actually
that
funny
Eddie
because I was gonna
Kingston won
say
the title was he beat John Moxley.
I was
The
actually
way
gonna
he
say
won the
that
tournament.
Kingston and Moxley were gonna be round two.
I think they're going to be the semis.
That would be a fun one.
I
Yeah,
think you're gonna. I think you're gonna have.
Moxley and Nigel.
I think you're gonna have Moxley and Nigel in the quarters. I think you're gonna have Moxley and Kingston in the. And I think Jay White's gonna beat Claudio to get into the finals. So
I
Jay
like
White.
that.
So Jay White's going through the Death Riders
That
to
would be a fun one. I like that.
that's that's my idea. You
And I like
concur,
it. That's
Pete?
good fantasy booking,
Fantasy booking's fun when it's logical.
right? I couldn't agree more. So I guess that's really it, really, because again, it's the question I would ask, what else, what more else can they really do? And it's just we're talking about the Continental Cup. They can't really do anything else with Osprey and Omega, unfortunately, unless they like they started referencing that they have to take MJF seriously. And with him coming with his triple B, still calling himself the one true champion, which it's inevitable that WWE is gonna be like, copyright. That's our OTC is our gimmick, man. You can't do that shit. Um, I feel like this, if anything, they can't add Mox because he's too busy with the Continental Cup. So yeah, they
No, that'll be the storyline after the match after the match. It's as I said, they they blew the go home promo in the first week of the build,
the only thing I can think of them doing now is have a match where the whole story is can they coexist?
and you know that's coming.
It's
That
probably even next week. I don't see that being the go home angle. I see them talking one more time before the go home show.
yeah, that was my. I was like, that's a great promo,
It was a great
but
promo.
it's the first week of the build. What are we doing here, guys? It was the same thing with the Roman and CM Punk promo going into WrestleMania. It's like, dude, we still got like 6 weeks of build, and this was the first promo that you guys did. It's like I'm ready for the match now. The only way this could go is down because I'm remarkably high on the build for this right now. But it's 1 week, and we've still got God knows how many weeks to go. It's
And
like they
luckily they haven't
decided to.
gone down.
It's
I
like
haven't gotten bored.
it's not that I have. It's not that I've gotten bored. It's like you put the best first.
Hmm.
It's like there's nothing that's going to be better than that. Which for me was the same as the Roman Punk build going into WrestleMania. That first face to face promo that they had was fucking aces. And it's like, okay, I'm ready. You don't have to do anything. Y'all can take, you can be Roman Reigns and CM Punk. You can fuck off for 6 weeks. I am ready for this match. I am ready for this main event match. And then that one just went downhill. This one is still stayed on par. I just don't know how you get back to the heights that you got with that first promo. And
I don't either. And like I'm looking at the match card again for All In, and yeah, they've pretty much done all they can do. Now they just have can really go on cruise control straight onto Wembley. And
yeah, it's
for
straight
me,
stick the landing stuff at this point.
pretty
And
much
AEW is pretty good at
like the
sticking the landing.
I mean, other than the Continental Cup, the only other thing is like like you guys were talking about having Kofi and Creed show up at the show. A part of me is also just thinking at the possibility of them showing up at this coming up Dynamite, and then having the confrontation promo back and forth on the Go Home show. that's really else I can see them doing other than like that more they can do to really get them involved. I mean, the only
Yeah,
other way is trying to figure out what how they can get the demand to make this trio, this
I,
triple threat trios match.
I feel like they're gonna try to go for the Hardy Boys WrestleMania pop, where it's
Hmm.
like we knew they were coming, but they're it's WrestleMania. The stadium's full. The pop is gonna be huge. We're not gonna announce them. The fans are gonna know
We're
they're
just going to
coming.
keep strongly hinting at it.
We're just gonna keep strongly hinting at it, and the crowd's gonna go nuts. I think that's the way. I think that's the way that they're gonna do it. I think that's the way they should do it because you could play it off as a surprise. You got to have a surprise on these shows. Yeah,
You could.
there's and that'll set you up as in surprises for the next 6 months. You don't need to have another one for the rest of the year. that that'll
And
get
yeah,
you
that's
through. It's like
and
all in set now. Anything else is table wrestling. They're in the mode now where all you need to do is stick the landing, and AEW is pretty good at sticking pay-per-view landings. So we're in.
exactly. And that's really all we can say about the build for AEW. Pete, how can our listening audience at home put in their opinions for us?
Well, I'll tell you, if you enjoyed these gentlemen's talks about AEW, we're going to shortly, of course, we love WWE, most of it sometimes. We're going to be talking about it in just a minute. But what would be super awesome, delightful, if you can hit that subscribe, like the video, hit notifications so you know exactly when the video goes live, and leave a comment. Let us know. We've talked all about AEW. Why don't you let us know what your thoughts are on AEW All In? Let us know what matches you want to see. And maybe if there's a tag team we're missing and we're just crazy and hopeful that Kofi and Woods will be the tag team. But other than that, drop a comment, be all over the socials. That's where we're at. Let's get into some WWE talk. Back to you, Scholar Tarek.
Agreed. All right, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and jump over that fence and check on what's going on the other side of the world of professional wrestling, or now transitioning into sports entertainment, because that's kind of now more what they really are. They really have become now
Well,
with
geez, it's only been that for 15 years now.
no, hey. To be fair, they were when Triple H started really gaining control of creative.
It's true.
He was putting the professional wrestling aspect back into this,
It's
where it
true.
was
And
okay to
then
be professional wrestling with the sports entertainment. But now with the whole ESPN era, we're definitely gotten now back to a very Vince McMahon-esque type of view of things where it is definitely now more sports entertainment than it is professional wrestling now.
indeed, agreed.
So, with that being said, we're going to move on to what happened on this week's Monday Night Raw, or AKA the Roman Reigns show, because everything now, at least when it comes to the major aspects, is just coming around Roman Reigns. It's including this continuation of the Lucha tournament, where at this point it's kind of clear that Penta's gonna win this one. The finals is gonna be him versus Ray Phoenix.
As soon
Penta
as
versus Ray Phoenix and that's the
yeah, it's
final. We're
like
never gonna get Roman versus Penta.
as soon as the tournament was announced and the participants were announced, and El Grande Americano wasn't on there, it's like okay, who's because they were smart with that El Grande Americano not being on there because obviously this tournament is booked for to get a challenger for the Mexico City. Fucking Christ! I did
Put the
not.
fireball down.
I did not mean to say shitty instead of city, but we're here now, so we're gonna move forward. That's
The Mexico
but
Shitty City.
yeah, it's obvious that Roman needs a challenger for that show. It's obvious that Roman's gonna win, but The deal here is AAA is looking for a TV deal. Okay. You need a title defense for Mexico City. City. And you obviously have big plans for Penta. You have for a long time. That's why you gave him a long Intercontinental title reign. That would
Hmm.
it's you have plans for that guy. And the one thing I can say about Roman is 90% of the time his opponents look really good in defeat. So if you give, it's obvious that it's going to be Penta versus Ray in the finals. Just looking at the brackets, it's an obvious viewpoint. and, and Penta's going to win that match, and he's going to be the challenger for Roman. And that's going to be a very good Raw main event. And Penta's going to come out of it looking really good. And once this thing with Roman is over, I do think they have plans for making Penta a major star and having him in the world title picture. So this tournament works for me, is
See,
basically what I'm saying.
I wish I can have that. I'm not even going to say it now with you. You have the optimism that Jeff normally has with this one. See, once this tournament is over, and yes, I Penta is going to lose. There's at this point we're back to another reign of terror when it comes to now with Roman Reigns. It is perfectly clear they want the world title match to be Roman Reigns versus Oba Femi at WrestleMania this year. So when you look at what's happening for the rest of in between now and then is the biggest issue that I have. You have them you're hoping that this will help put Penta in a position to where he is now going to be a possible main event guy. I don't see that. I don't think WWE is now capable of just putting this one, building this guy up and try and keeping him in the main event picture only just to be fed to Roman Reigns. It's really it's Super Cena all over again. But with it's Triple H's reign of terror back in the early 2000s here with Roman Reigns. You have these guys on the Raw roster that you want to have as I won't say main event talent, but just people characters that you're wanting to keep on TV to keep the store to keep the to fill in the time between now and WrestleMania. I don't want to say the word filler. I'm trying my best to try and just circle my way around it because I just don't want to look at this between now and WrestleMania as that point where it really doesn't matter because you have these guys wanting to go for the title and they're just being built just to be fed to Roman. And once they lose, once they are fed to Roman, they're just going to be put back down to where they were before, and nothing is going to change. They're not going to change. There's nothing going to change in their character. They're not going to change in their positions. So I look at this tournament, and yeah, it's for WWE to try and get a US TV deal for AAA. That's why they're having Triple Mania be a two-night show. One in, I think they said it was in Vegas.
I
The
think so,
first
yeah.
night was in Vegas, and the
Mm.
second night uh, in Mexico. So my big concern is just same thing I keep asking me. Why do I care between now and then? Because they're not gonna take any risks with these guys that they want to try and push, like Penta or someone who is regaining his momentum. It's not at all the same of where it was a couple years ago with LA Knight, but he is starting to really gain momentum back. And instead of, oh, we have plenty of time between now and Mania, we could give him just a month title reign, just something, just something. So now we could say, this guy, he is a former world champion, so he is important. And then he could lose the title before WrestleMania. Fuck, man, they did the same. They did it with Drew McIntyre a couple of years ago, or was it last year? Yeah, it was
It was
last year.
this year. It was this year. It
Or
was the
I say
beginning
last
of this
year.
year.
I'm talking about seasons wise when it comes to WWE seasons, like la build to WrestleMania last year
Uh,
type thing. That last season. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But yeah, but yeah, you have all this time for this current. Now I just feel like I have to say season because yeah, you're right. It was this year. Because I'm just like fuck, man. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I say last year, but I'm thinking about it as seasons.
Yeah.
Between
We're,
WrestleMania is like the season finale, so it makes
sorry,
sense.
sorry, people. We're in football mode now.
Oh, I'm looking at episodic TV show, so I'm looking at it as like
Yeah.
season 12, episode 13 of Raw
Yeah.
is War type of ordeal.
Great episode. Great episode. I love that episode.
Right? Uh,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, the whole point is that you're building these guys up, but in the end, like their build doesn't mean jack shit because it's in the end their bigger picture is Oba and Roman. So
Yeah.
they're
We
even
all know
wasting
that.
Oba's. Well, I can't even say they're wasting Oba's because they're doing something with Oba that I'm actually really enjoying because it's also kind of helping in revitalizing the stakes of Braun
Yeah.
Breaker.
I
It's
love
the slow
everything
it's the
about that.
slow it's the slow build to finally push him away from this crappy version of the Vision. The Vision, that's not I can't even call it the Vision anymore. The Vision's dead.
Yeah. I I want to see. Just give me 10 minutes of those guys just beating the crap out of each other. Just give me 10 minutes, and I will be Oba and Braun. Give them yeah, because it's an Oba match. Give them 10 minutes of an
I
Oba
kind of
match.
wish the thing is, I kind of wish they won't give it a 10 minute. They won't just give Oba the Brock Lesnar matches,
No,
types
I
of
don't.
matches.
The Brock Lesnar matches went like 4 to 5 minutes tops. I'm like, if you give me 10 to 12 of a big man of a big man match, I'm cool with that. I don't
And these,
think I'm I for the 15 to 20 minute matches, I got AEW for that.
Mhm.
I don't need Obafemi and Braun Breaker to be a 15 to 20 minute barn burner. You give
Well,
me
it's not
10 to
going to
12
be.
minutes. You give me 10 to 12 minutes of just these two guys beating the crap out of each other. It's gonna be up there for my match of the year. If you give
I
me
won't
what
go
I
that
want,
far.
if you give me exactly what I want out of Obafemi and Brock Lesnar,
Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker, God damn it! If you give me 10 to 12 minutes, if you give me 10 to 12 minutes of Oba and Braun doing what Oba and Brock did, if you give me like a full match of that with guys who can actually go for the 10 to 12 minutes, I'm not sure Brock could have gone for that long. If
No,
you give me that in a Braun Breaker versus Obafemi package, I'm going to be a happy man. I don't need more than 10 to 12 minutes. You give me 15 to
you
20
won't.
minutes, I don't know. I don't know if I'm good with that. 10 to 12 minutes, that's
Honestly,
perfect.
you have a better chance of getting 8 to 10 minutes than 10 to 12. To be, if we want to be honest.
If I get anywhere near 10,
He wants
if
double
I get
digits,
10
people.
minutes, if I get 10 minutes of Braun versus Ova, I'm a happy man. I want 12. If I get 10, I'm good. 8, little bit on the short side. Beef it up, buddy.
And that's the real and that goes back to my initial discussion when it comes to like really building up, because you're actually building Oba and Braun up to a point where they may lose, but I don't see it. I don't see either of them really getting hurt in the
Right.
loss. Where if you're when you have LA Knight and your Penta, when they're just going to be thrown into a match with Roman, it won't. Nothing will change. It won't raise their stakes anymore. It'll honestly just put them back down to the mid card scene, or at least upper mid card.
Yeah,
I
that
like
is
the
that's the issue when you have everything booked up until Wrestle. We know what the WrestleMania match is. It
but
is
that's also the
it is
biggest problem.
that's what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying.
you may have it set up, but there's nothing wrong with making a few like doing a few crazy moments. We could still end up going back to that initial plan for WrestleMania. But what's the problem of giving someone like Penta and LA Knights those chance? I've even argued with people online to be like, there's nothing wrong with giving at least specifically LA Knight, because he's at that point where at he can raise his stakes. He can raise his point to being on breaking that glass ceiling. To where someone I had an argument with someone who's like, "Oh no, well, the difference between Roman and LA Knight is is a needle mover. He is a ticket pusher. He's the one that you could go and who you could just put his name and he'll sell tickets. And what is what does LA Knight can do? What can LA Knight do? He's just there. He's a nobody." And I'm just going, motherfucker. He was one of the top sellers. His merchandise was topping Roman just a couple years ago. And the only problem is they wanted to keep his title reign so long that the only place he could lose as was at WrestleMania. We don't need to have something like that happen again here. So instead of just basically wasting our time to try and be invested in thinking, "Oh, there could be hope." At least give us a chance to give us to like have that hope actually mean something instead of just going, "Your hope means jack shit because of what we have planned in the future."
I mean, it's the four. It's even Triple H said it. He's like, people were saying LA Knight. He's like, well, when they draw and pop for Cody or Randy or this, it's like, yes, we understand you, Triple H, but if you don't give the opportunity to have LA Knight have that 1 2 month reign, this is not the tribal chief anymore. This is not his 1,000 plus reign anymore. Like Scholar Tarek said, he can lose the belt. Give LA Knight that credibility. We talked about Penta winning this thing. I'll bring it back to that. It's obviously Penta's going to win. They have great expectations for Penta. You see it when his entrances with the pyro, with how he relates to the kids, the great energy, the great matches. I think Roman's going to get a workout with Penta. I think Penta's going to be one of the most physical wrestlers he's going to be in the ring with since Brock Lesnar. Don't get me wrong. I don't think Penta's going to win because why would you do that? I do hope, like Scholar Brian did say, I do hope that Penta does have plans, and I think he will. I think Penta just has an aura about him that you just can't deny. But that's the thing. All these guys like LA Knight, Penta are all just right at that glass ceiling, just like Scholar Tarek said. That glass ceiling that they can't get over because it's that unless you could draw like CM Punk, unless you can get the ratings and the follows like the Tribal Chief, if you could get this, if you could get this. The reality is if WWE doesn't give these wrestlers the opportunity to become these personalities, these larger than life characters where you're able to go on to a late night with Jimmy Fallon and have a conversation being that the champion. You see that LA Knight was getting Slim Jim commercials. Like the man has charisma. Penta has it's when are you gonna stop being WCW and stop having it be the veterans game? And move on to the younger thing where AEW 9 times out of 10 is kicking your ass. I mean, you're looking at a great matchup with AEW versus Roman versus Penta, which is not going to not be a great match, but it's we know the outcome. But we're more invested in AEW because of the story. This is just if you threw in better, and I'm not better is a bad word. If you threw in other luchadors, even had that, Americano, just to have, even have him lose a disqualification, just to have some excitement. But you're gonna put this sheet down of these participants and have Penta, who's the clear winner, who just lost a great IC title run, and which is clearly his Triple H going, hey, you might have lost the IC title, buddy, but we're going to have you star against our premier at the top of the food chain, Roman Reigns. Like, you're welcome, buddy. High praise for Penta. You're working with Roman Reigns. At the end of the day, say what you will about the man, but he is the John Cena. He is the workhorse. He is the pinnacle of WWE. So if you work with Roman, you're working with the best. And I just and like just to quickly touch on Braun and oh my goodness.
Oba.
Oba, thank you. I was gonna say Omas, and I was like, that's not right. But Oba and Braun, uh, and Oba and Brock, all of them. I mean, they're all great. Now, what I think this is doing great for Braun and for Oba. I think two beefy men. I think under. I'm going to go with 9 minutes and 23 seconds is my match time for this match. But it's two young guys. We love them both. Fans love them both. So it's a young Randy versus John Cena. It's like, oh, these guys are going to have these great matches down the line. Like the first couple, is going to be getting used to each other. But Oba and Braun are your future. It's why you're getting him out of the vision. It's why you need Oba to continue his dominance after retiring Brock Lesnar. I mean, and for them to go into this match, I hope it's a three fucking feud banger and we just get banger after banger after banger. I mean, that would be ideal. And again, it's just all this incorporate. I feel with WWE, it will never be the B to B plus player. That Daniel Bryanson, like that is behind us. And now it's WWE. If you're not these four, or literally do it where it is defining that we have to pivot and post, like R-Truth last year getting fired and the resounding, hey, fuck you, and him being brought back, unless something earth shattering happens, WWE gonna do what WWE do. Scholar
Is it,
Tarek, back to you.
this is the main thing. All right. I don't even put this at the feet of Triple H. I don't put it at the. We know what it is. We know why the top four is the top four and why it'll stay the top four. It's because of PKO and ESPN. That's what it is. They made they did the merger. They put everything on ESPN, and as soon as they put it on ESPN, the product quality started going down, and the creative started being bad. It's ESPN wants the known quantities at the top. That's just what it is, and unfortunately, that's the world we live in. So it sucks, and it sucks for the wrestlers. It sucks for the Pentas and the LA Knights who are working their way up in Triple H's utopia of the last couple of years. And they put the company on ESPN, and ESPN wants people in the main event. And in order to make that money, you got to do it. And WWE is WWE and TKO are in the business of money. They don't care anymore about the fans and the involvement. You can tell that by the ticket prices. That's all you need to know. And unfortunately, it affects how we feel about the product. And as Scholar Tarek has told you already, he doesn't watch live. He watches the highlights if there's anything to see, because there's no reason to get invested. It's like this whole thing with Solo. It's like Solo organically, you let him have a mic, you let him have a personality, and look what happened. He's the most popular guy in your company for the last 2 months. And I pray to God that the way
You
you worded that main event, we are delivering you to Roman Reigns. It's not we beat you so you have to join. It's we beat you so we're allowed to deliver you.
the one
That's two different things.
it
That's two
really
different
is
statements.
it
So
really
it's
is fascinating because when you really look at the bloodline storyline, it really is Jey Uso and Jacob Fatu's story. Like Roman is there, he's still the tribal chief. He's still like Jacob is the enforcer to what Solo was in the initial run.
if we get a civil
But
war, I'm down. I'll say
I
that
actually
right now.
it would be very interesting to see what they can do with a Civil War aspect. But that also brings the whole story of it was like, well, they keep adding new things. If they keep going with this bloodline storyline for like how long can these wheels stay on before they
WrestleMania.
fall off?
It's a same. Everything dies at WrestleMania. Bloodline. That's the way it was with the Cody ending his story. It's got to be the way it is now. That'll be the full blow off the Usos.
Will it though?
You let you,
Will it
this
though?
is what you do. This is what you do. You let if they're doing a whole thing where Solo is joining the bloodline and doing the whole you let Solo keep his personality, you let Jacob keep needling the Usos, and you have Oba beat Roman at WrestleMania, and you have Solo and Jacob destroy the Usos at WrestleMania, and then the bloodline is completely done.
I wish I could have that
But
optimism.
we know that,
I
but
don't believe it.
but we know
They'll keep
that,
milking this
yeah,
because that's what we were expecting after WrestleMania 40, and we technically kind of got a bloodline civil war already with Solo and the Tungas versus Roman and the Usos. So it's just once again there's just recycling with even more members of the Anoa'i family and you have Jacob, you have now Zilla Fatu whenever he I don't think he's going to be in NXT for very long to be perfectly honest. I think it's inevitable if we are going to get some kind of Civil War Bloodline 2 or Bloodline Civil War 2.0. I had it in reversed. It'll probably be like Solo and the Usos versus Roman, Jacob, and Zilla Fatu.
but the main thing that has to be taken out of this, you have to let Solo be Solo. Like
He's
if you
slowly
let
turning it. He is like you
if
could look at him and be like, "Yep, that is definitely Rikishi's son."
it's one of those things where it's like you had him doing what he was doing for the last couple of years. Imagine if you had let him be this dude. We were talking so much shit about that guy when he
When
was
he
go when he was the leader of the MFTs and just being that silent assassin and just wrestling nothing title match, nothing main event matches, and it's like if you would let him be himself, like I guarantee you this is him off camera. This is his regular personality showing on TV right now. If you would let this happen, over the I think he would be more popular. He would be the most popular guy in the company. He would be your top guy if you let him if you let him be this dude. And you
I could
still
see them
had
go.
him
I
with
could
the
see them giving him an IC title reign.
and you still had him doing the Samoan stuff with the thumb and all that and being that guy, but you had him being that sarcastic ass personality. It's like there's something there that you can actually put in the main event scene. When you add that guy doing, that's not main event caliber. You fucking neutered that guy. Don't you do that again. And that's the
I
fear. That's the fear of if you have him just assimilate back into the bloodline. It's like if you have him in the bloodline, you need to have a reason for it and you need to let him keep this personality.
I don't think he's joining. I don't think he'll join back up with the Bloodline. I at
I,
least
I
that's what I hope for because yeah, like you, I'm enjoying this solo. This is a solo that I was like, okay, what can they do to make him more popular because of that whole fear of when they brought Jacob in the first place, like, oh, they were afraid he was going to be overshadowed by Jacob Fatu. And at that point that kind of did what happened. But now that he's at this point, I actually think he can rise up his stakes in that and at least well who am I kidding? He already is. He's over Jimmy. He's already
oh,
everyone's already surpassed Jimmy. Sorry,
let,
man. Man
and
is
let's
never gonna
face
win a
it,
singles title.
he is very close to being over Dre.
I agree. I actually think he already is.
Yeah, I'm like they did the J experiment. It did not turn out well. He still
Oh no,
has the crowd behind him. He still
I
has the crowd
still
behind him.
I'm
But
still convinced that this bloodline storyline now is centered around Jacob and Jay.
yeah,
That's the story. Like Roman's, yeah, like I said, Roman is the leader, but the bloodline storyline doesn't involve Roman. It because he's now at that point where he's like, oh, I'm still the boss, but
because it's
I'm doing my own
legitimate.
thing.
This entire thing with Solo is Jay freaking out because nobody could tame Solo.
It's like no,
Because Roman told him to tame Solo and bring him back to the family, and nobody could fucking do it. And Jay is freaking out, and Jacob's like, "I'm not fucking helping you," and
no.
all that.
What this is with when it comes to Jay, what this is just like Jacob completely destroyed Royce Keys, and Roman gave him his nod of approval. Jay is wanting that nod of approval from Roman. He is it's like we're gone of the poison. I don't give a damn what the tribal chief says to. I want the tribal chief's approval because I want to show that yeah, from all I did, I want to be the it's like did I do good? Did I do good, boss? Did I do good, Daddy Roman? Huh? Huh? But it's just yeah, just Jay's just trying to get Roman's approval that Jacob is getting because the going back very beginning of the bloodline, Roman was telling Jay he's the main event Jay Uso. He's the one he's my number two, and now we have a new number two, and the old number two is getting jealous of it. So again, the actual heart of the bloodline storyline is still in Jay's court, but it begs back the question is what's the outcome of all this? Is anything actually going to change where they are, I guess, just ranking wise in the long run? Will this be a point where once Roman is gone, like gone, because I think this is his last contract. I believe he said that once this current contract is up, he's done with wrestling. So once Roman is gone, do they have something other than Oba? Because that's all. It's inevitable that Oba is going to take Roman's spot. But are they going to do something to where you look at these guys and be like, okay, these are the stars of WWE, that how we looked at Cody, Punk, Roman, and Rhea Ripley. And I want to. I just don't trust in WWE to actually find someone who has the momentum and have them ride it correctly, because they have shown time and time again they're not like they people may have the momentum, but if they're not backing you and they don't really have anything for you in the long run, at least when it comes to elevating you to that level, you're just going to be stuck in the same place for a good amount of time. Hell, that's why Damian Priest is upset now. That's why Dominic is upset. He's compared to how he's being booked in AAA. I mean, the AAA Mega Champion is pretty much the a comedy loser on WWE TV. So is that enough? Like, is WWE actually capable of not being what WCW was and relying on the quote unquote stars, to where when you're trying to make new ones, you're actually trying to make new ones and just saying, instead of you're showing, not telling us.
I mean, it's it's simple because, like you boys have been saying, like Oba's going to be the future, but you're still having these veterans holding down the fort. You have Roman not being a part of the Bloodline story, and just a quick on that, I feel like Solo will be perfectly fine. I think his character will shine out. WWE, I hope, are not that stupid to where they're going to kill this gimmick. And I think it's going to add definitely fun new layers to the bloodline because we've talked about it here just before and other places around. Everybody's getting sick of the bloodline. Everybody's getting sick of the stories. But to have it where Roman's out and not the overseer, and there's this chaos beyond in the ranks, it just adds more to a great story. But it, like I said, that's because it's attached with Roman, so the bloodline that's been going on. The problem is now with WCW. See, this is not good WWE when I have to say that it's WCW because the fact is you're charging for these events that are just ridiculously priced. This is not the attitude anymore. This is the attitude era. This is not the ruthless aggression era. You don't have John Cena while you have a whole bunch of other stars behind him that are credible from the attitude era or otherwise. But you're going into a time where now all those guys are leaving, but it's just not been consistent with who's going to be the next big guy. We knew John Cena was going to be the next big guy. We knew that Lesnar was a big thing. And similar to now, Oba, we see Oba. That's why I'm very, very hopeful on the Steiner versus Oba match because, again, I want to see greatness from those two. But in as a whole, the truest of things is WWE don't give no shits except for the people at the end of the people at the shareholders and the penny grabbers. And if you don't keep having these stars come in, if you don't keep doing what you're doing, it's again, I just don't see WWE turning to Penta, turning even with Solo, with how his energy's going. It's on the same vein of, like I said, like let Austin be Stone Cold Steve Austin, and look what happens. We fucking hated this dude for 2 years on this channel. We liked everybody else besides him. We thought that, they had so much potential, but you let somebody go and look at what they can deliver. I'm very curious to what they do with that, but as a whole with WWE and letting younger talent like rise up or even established talent and give them a shot, unless you're over 40 and make a minimum of $5 million, don't even look in WWE's face. Back to you, Tark.
Yeah. I, I wish there would be something that WWE can do to make me not worry. At least I think worried's the wrong word. Just has
Concerned.
me concerned. Thank you. Uh,
Concerned.
has me
WWE
concerned that
makes you
just me
concerned.
just again, it's as a wrestling fan, I want these guys to succeed. I want these guys to go beyond, make themselves better, and have the real percussions of them, or I like not percussions. Just I'm trying to think of the right word for it. Just us seeing the results of all the hard work they're putting into and make of having the fans involved, selling the merch, selling the tickets, enough to where you have these upper ups in TKO to be like, okay, maybe we can do something with this. But I just don't have a confidence in that management to, as Brian said, it's all about money for them.
Huh?
They don't care about us. It's really is Vince McMahon all over again, to where our opinions don't matter as long as it fits, it doesn't fit in their views on it. So in the end, no matter who's in charge, WWE will always WWE.
Let me give
And
you boys a quick scholars quick talk because I
shoot,
rarely do one of these. So it's clear right now that we can establish that Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, and name another fourth big superstar who are
Rhea
going to
Ripley,
be what? Rhea
Rhea
Ripley.
Ripley.
Who are slash Liv Morgan? I'll give. Uh, who are going to be the next big four? Who are those
Oh,
going to be?
Jesus.
Those four.
Oba,
Who
So much for
who
Braun.
quick
in
talk.
3 and 5 years? Who are going to be those WrestleMania guys? Like we have Oba. I think Oba is going to be in on everybody's list. But who do you feel like will deliver on? Who will be those consistent people in those main event spots?
Okay. Obviously, Oba. I think the way they're building Braun in this build-up, I think they're going to put Braun in there.
Hmm. I
Um, I mean, the
Trick.
rest of it, the the rest of it is tough.
That's because that's the thing with WWE. It only
Exactly.
only a small
It's like
handful of people matter.
I would love to say like Trick and like Carmelo, but it's like Carmelo
Oh,
just lost
Carmelo
to Baron
is a
Corbin.
lost cause.
Just
Carmelo is a
lost to
lot is
yeah.
beyond saving,
It's
unfortunately.
one of the if you play it right, I think you can do Trick.
No love for Dom.
No love for in main event scenarios as of right now. No love for Dom.
Yeah, I concur with that one. If it's AAA, AAA Dom and main roster Dom are completely different animals.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So, and
and so
I can't really
and
think of anyone else.
I don't see the women end of it. I think Ray is going to be it for a long time.
Hmm.
The four I don't see a woman in NXT uh or WWE underneath that. Like I don't even see Liv as big as Rhea.
No,
It's
no
gonna
one's
be
bigger than Rhea.
Rhea's gonna be the four for a long time, as long as her body can hold out. So I think the fast track is Oba and Braun. I think I I think there's a way for Trick to reach that, and I don't think there's a four. The way they build up people, I think that those are the three most likely. But
I don't even, yeah, Trick is just being, is to throw a fourth, but in all honesty, it'll probably just be Braun, Oba, and
yeah,
Rhea.
yeah,
And again, there's nothing wrong with having the top stars, but having them be like to the point where no matter who's facing them, it's just hard to bet against them unless they're quote unquote shenanigans. Like I said, it's the typical John Cena thing. The only time when they lose is outside shenanigans because they think if they lose clean, it'll hurt them. But it doesn't. And that's something that WWE just doesn't seem to understand. And and it's that kind of just nonsense that just keeps me wanting to see actual like how I felt around WrestleMania 40. But I just can't feel it now because they're not showing me that they don't that they don't care about how we are feeling about the product because as long it's just all that matters is the dollar. But with that being said, I guess that's kind of a down way to close it, but that there's nothing more else to add, and that's how we feel about what's going on in WWE. And now we'll turn it over to you, our audience. What did you think about our discussions on Raw? Well, we didn't talk about SmackDown 'cause I guess there's really not much. Again, SmackDown
CM Punk
may
called
have a
Kevin.
better they have a
See,
better WWE title picture, but
I
it's
see CM Punk. Kevin Owens called out CM Punk for everything he said about him for 20 years, and CM Punk fat shamed
you can't.
Kevin Owens.
It's
That's pretty much it.
I watched that promo and I'm just be like, oh, because we have history in the independents. I'm like, well, you can't mention Ring of Honor because we know that's what you're talking about. Well, shit, it's
But I
another one
mean,
of those WWE.
either way, it's like we're getting to the end point. You need to turn
Yeah,
CM Punk heel because if
there's
all
nothing
he's
more else
got
you can do
against
as a
Kevin
face.
Owens is fat shaming the dude, it's that
Lame.
this is not a good this is not a good look for CM Punk. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Back to it. That's the best we're gonna get on SmackDown for this episode. Fat shaming, boo. Uh,
Pretty much. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. So yeah, what were your thoughts on Raw? Is Roman really suffocating any chances of making new stars? Um, what more can Solo do to make our love for him even grow bigger and bigger?
Solo
He just he, Solo
Solo
just being
316
Solo,
just said he entertained your ass.
dodging Jey Uso's fake bullets.
And then coming back with this is your warning shot.
Pew
Pew.
pew pew pew.
I'm like,
But yeah,
where is this
um,
dude freaking been?
yeah. What are your thoughts on on the build of Solo? What are your thoughts on the build of this Lucha tournament? Is now Big Cass a complete waste of time without Enzo? Yes. So that's my Scholar's Quick Talk. Yes. Uh, but yeah, what are your thoughts on our discussions for AEW for All In? What more can AEW do to actually make you more excited for All In? Leave your comments down below. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more content every week, and be sure to find us on our link tree down below with all our other ways of social media-ing. And that's it for this week. There was a lot to discuss. A lot of ups. There were downs, as there always will be, because that's just how we spit the truth. Because you know who we are. We are the scholars of wrestling. And you, ladies and gentlemen, have just been schooled. You're
You're
welcome.
welcome.
You see how I did that? Made it even more little. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. Yeah. See you all, everyone, next week. Enjoy the rest of your week, and let's do some more enjoyment of wrestling. Let's click.
Huzzah.
How's that? Yay.